Hey, what's good? Just guess I wanted to do one last video for the night. I think I'm gonna call this Q's question part one. Um, I think because I'm thinking what I want to do is I was debating on whether creating a separate channel for. I was thinking of calling it like Q's Corner or something, just where I kind of ponder some thoughts or just kind of say some stuff that's on my chest. But either way, the video will get posted. But I was just wondering, is Q's question here, like, if I tell someone the truth, does it really matter how I say it? Because sometimes I have people that tell me, well, it's not that you said it, it's just how you said it. And I always like to reply back to people, like, if I saw someone walking behind you with they had a loaded gun or a knife, any kind of weapon, and I started yelling at you crazily, you like, hey, hey, there's someone gonna kill you, someone's gonna hurt, someone's got a gun, you know, um, would you really care that I was yelling at you? Would you stop and look at me dirty with an attitude and be like, well, why did you have to yell at me? Because what, there was someone behind me with a gun or a knife? And I think in this modern day and age where everything is hypersensitivity, where, for example, gay people can push their beliefs on you, but if you resist their beliefs, you're homophobic. Um, but they're not heterophobic. So it's very hard nowadays to try and speak rationally and reasonably to people nowadays. And so whether it's me talking about black women or me talking about how dumb black men act, someone's bound to get their feelings offended or hurt. So I guess Q's question is, to everyone else, does it really matter how you say something as long as it's truth? Um, if someone is dying of cancer, do you tell them they have the flu? Um, you know, or, I mean, how do you tell the truth in a different way? What if someone cheated on their husband or cheated on their wife? And most people would typically say it in a very solemn, humble, if they're truly sorry for it, they would say it in a very humble, solemn, like, babe, I love you and I'm sorry, but I cheated, They wouldn't just be yelling like, well, I cheated on you. Well, then again, depending on, I guess, the volatility of the relationship, they could just be yelling at each other. But whether you say it nicely or whether you say it erratically, does it really change the outcome of anything? If I tell someone politely, sir, I'm going to kill you, or I say, mother effer, I'm going to kill you, is that going to make that person feel better because I said, sir, I'm going to kill you? You see, there's really a no-win situation to telling someone the truth or just telling the truth in general. Um, you know, people just genuinely get offended when you tell them the honest to God truth. And so I've just learned in life that I just tell people how it is, and whether they like it or not, that's on them. Um, Jim Brown had a saying, and I hope I don't jack it up, but it was so long ago, but it's always stuck with me. And he said, people's perception of me is not my problem. it's not going to keep me up at night. And that's how I feel. A lot of people don't like what I have to say. A lot of people don't like the fact that I've been critical of black women. But they have no problems when I'm critical of black men and some of the stupid things they do pertaining to women or just pertaining in life in general. One thing I've never ever will say is that black men ain't worth a damn. Now, there are some that are not worth anything, and we all know who they are. But for the most part, I don't mass generalize anything. I just say something because if I feel it's a majority, I will say majority of black women. Or if I feel it's some, then some black women, or some black men, or majority of black men. It doesn't really matter. You know, my feeling on telling someone the truth is I'd rather them hate me for telling them the truth and never speak to me again than talking to me every day and me letting them live a lie. But that's just me. You know, not everybody is me. So I guess, a question I would ask people, and maybe they can give me their opinion on it, is it better? Is there a better way to tell the truth? Is there a more tactful way of telling the truth? Because bottom line, if someone doesn't want to believe the truth, even if they know in their heart of hearts that it is the truth, then how do you tell someone that? If someone out and out says, I love this person, I don't care what no one says, and you know that the person they love so much, like, has cheated on everyone that person's ever been with, and you've seen this person recently cheat on, or at least with another, maybe you didn't see him or her specifically cheat, but you know something's up, how do you tell someone that? How do you say, well, friend, the person you love so much, well, he's cheating on you. How? Because the bottom line of it all is that however you say the truth, if the person wants to hear it, they'll hear it. If they don't want to hear it, they won't hear it. And it doesn't matter if you yell it at them. It doesn't matter if you say it in a very calm, relaxed, nonchalant voice. It just doesn't matter. So, at the end of the day, if you desire to be popular and have friends and, chances are you probably won't be telling people the truth. But if you don't really care about those kind of things, you care more about the truth and just telling people how it really is, then chances are people will turn on you and hate you for telling them how it really is. And unfortunately, that's the kind of society that we live in today, where you can't tell people the honest to God truth. You have to make it seem acceptable. A lot of people don't know that it's purpose for this economy to crash. It's purpose why it's so hard to find jobs. Everything that is going on right now is purpose. It's purpose. And so a lot of people I talk to sometimes still believe in this American dream and that it is still attainable. And I just tell people, listen, man, get what you can get out this economy. If you're a minority, if you're black or whatever, Hispanic, get what you can get and try to save up enough for a rainy day to, maybe get yourself out of this country, or get yourself a passport or something. Because the truth of the matter is that this country is done. It's been sold out. There's nothing American about this country because it's a corporation. It was never a country, it was a corporation. And now other countries own the stakes or stock in the American corporation, which is you and me, based off of our Social Security and birth certificates. Um, you know, basically the Social Security number is like that little number that's on the dollar bill or whatever, $25, $10, whatever bill. That little number that goes across. That's basically what our Social Security number is. Because depending on where you're born, you have your first three digits start off a certain way. I think in New York it starts off with like a 0. So it's your identification. So it lets you know, it lets them know where you were born, and your birth certificate is basically like, it's like having things separated. Whereas a dollar bill, you have the Social Security number on the dollar bill, and the dollar bill itself represents the birth certificate. So it's just like separating the two, but really they're all one and the same. And that's why America has become a debt country, because it's purpose. And according to Bible prophecy, also America has to fall. Babylon has to fall. So a lot, I'm saying truth right now, but how many people are really going to receive it? How many people are going to really believe it? How many people are going to really want to accept it? And Paul posed a good question. He's like, what if some didn't believe? Does that make the word of God to no effect? God forbid. So just because you don't want to hear the truth, that doesn't mean that what I'm saying is not true. It just means that you just choose not to hear it, or you choose not to accept it. But at the end of the day, when you tell the truth, and when you're a truthful person, and when you think with logic, and when you think with common sense, it makes your night so much more peaceful, and you rest so much more like a baby, because you don't have the weight of the world. You don't have the weight of lies and the deception. And I often wonder sometimes, how do these politicians sleep at night, knowing that they're lying to millions of people, and sometimes unto death. The most dangerous thing you can take is a pill for, approved by the FDA. Everything is designed to kill you in the long term. Yeah, you're cool now, and it's giving you that erection, but there's a side effect to every one of those things. If you ever listen to one of those commercials, it's ridiculous. You take a pill for depression, but you might get diarrhea, upset stomach, bleeding internally, suicidal thoughts. I'm like, well, damn. I thought the pill was supposed to help me not want to commit suicide. So, and again, that's the truth of the matter. But again, I said it very nicely, but who's gonna want to hear me? Now, if I'm not a rah-rah kind of dude. But if I was on here going, yeah, nah, 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 would you believe me, or would you still listen to me? So, again, I guess my point being is that some people just don't want to hear the truth. Bottom line. But this will be my last video for the night. But I just wanted to kind of pose a question and just put it out there. How can you tell the truth nicely and still have people accept it? Because most of the time, most of the kickback that I get, this is what I'm told. It's that it's not what you said, Q. It's that it's how you said it, Q. And I'm like, well, it's still the truth. It doesn't matter how I said it. It's still the truth. But, how it goes. Especially when people are all emotional, and a lot of times it's things that prick their spirit that makes them feel guilty. And it's like, because you made them think of, or you brought to remembrance their flaw, they get upset with you and mad and stuff like that. So, but either way, as usual, leave your your opinions, your comments, how you feel about it. Is there a nice way to tell the truth? Or should you just be blunt with it? I lean towards being blunt, but who knows? Alright, I'm going to take my behind the bed. So, have a good night. God bless. Stay safe.